Hello everybody and welcome back to Lunchtime with a Silverfang. I am a Silverfang as always. And welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy. Last we left off, we were still in episode 5. Rise from the Ashes. And I had to cut off because, holy cow, the episode was going on way too long. I admit, I don't exactly remember where we were. You sure have a lot of monitors in here. There's 8 cameras in the evidence room and all. One for each station. Section. Which monitor shows the section where the crime took place? Why do cattle sit before the rains come? It's not for man to know. What? Unless you're the security guard responsible. You're a terrible security guard. What kind of cop is asked which of these monitors shows the crime and goes, This cactus sure is prickly. It must be real. Best keep your distance from Billy there. You're liable to get hurt. Billy. The cactus has a name. Billy, you're wearing your cowboy hat in your hand. Aw, my rawhide cowskin 10-gallon hat. My rawhide cowskin 10-gallon hat. I just picked that up. But Billy took offense to it. Looks like he got stuck on the spines and he couldn't get it off. That's not how cactus spines work, by the way. A leather jacket, leather pants, and a leather... Those aren't pants. Those are chaps. And that's a poncho up there. Aha! A poncho! Sure looks cool, but the name is a little silly. It's also not very... Ponchos can look cool, but admittedly, wearing them can be a little frustrating because, as a guy who's worn them, they tend to get in the way of your arms moving. Look at the swinging door. Just like a Wild West saloon. Sorry, partner, but we're closed for the day. Huh? Y'all get log home now. I think Officer Marshall really wanted to be a Wild West bartender. I always wanted to say that. Look, on the floor. It's a lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. I just wrote me a steal with this here lasso. What? It was a bellow and moo, pal. Moo. Detective Gumshoe, I presume. The evidence room is beyond that door. I turned on the card reader. Go have yourself a ball, Carl. And I have the ID card. A real ID card. Let's get this investigation started already. It has been started. I don't know how to finish it. Oh, that was useless. body with Edgeworth's knife stuck was found in Edgeworth's car. I think he owes me his gratitude. Gratitude? Why, if I hadn't witnessed the crime, Mr. Edgeworth would have been the suspect. I wonder. Still, it's strange. Why didn't our chief prosecutor have her own murder weapon ready? That's what I brought up in court. I remember that part. It's slowly all come back to me. This is why I don't want to show her every single piece of evidence. She immediately starts rambling on about tea. Not that. I'm stuck, so... I remember now. I remember where I left off. I'm completely stuck. So I'm gonna just show her everything. And then I'll show What's-His-Face everything. And then I'll show Detective Gumshoe everything. Last. Because I'm pretty sure I don't need to show him anything at this point. Because he doesn't know anything. He's not gonna tell me anything if he doesn't know anything. His words. Okay, more conversation about tea. I'm not gonna read the same conversation over and over again. The SL9 incident. Certain on that knife. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Another note. Goodman was the head detective on the case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence in that case. But the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected. SL9 isn't over. Not yet. You think you can tell us more about the SL9 incident? I asked that, and then she doesn't tell me more about the SL9 incident. It was when I grabbed the chief prosecutor on the shoulder. She dropped that phone on the pavement. That's when you heard her talking about the muffler, right? Little did I know, it was a trap. The red car's muffler, and the prosecutor's red muffler. What was Miss Sky really trying to say, I wonder? Exactly, because she said she stuffed a muffler in the muffler, so... Could you take a look at this? Nope, never mind. If you think about it, I could take that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's why I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after... In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? Nope, not the shoe. I forgot, the knife and the note both give the same conversation. I guess I'll be right back after I find a new conversation with somebody. There's a glove. Nope, not the glove. I had one of those a few years ago. Back when you were the Cuff Queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistake in that. It's definitely good news. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. Okay. No, I already did the petrified piece of provolone bit with her. Plus, provolone's a lot bigger. It's very likely. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it! Sir! That's it! That's it! That's what? My head was blank until this very moment. But sir, now I remember, sir. I think I read this part. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. There's nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. I better pry into this one a little deeper. Okay, I'm just gonna give him everything. Okay, he's scared of knives. Okay, he doesn't know anything about this. Or this. At least it's not a long conversation about tea. This guy keeps pointing us toward Edgeworth, but I can't get to Edgeworth right now. Nope. To know. From the day it was taken at the prosecutor's office. The day that Detective Goodman's body was found in the trunk. So this means I'm a free man! Innocent! If this is a dream, sir, then I hope I never wake up. If this is a dream, you better wake up right now. Because it's putting me through hell. Okay, now let's go take a look at this. If ever I say, Officer Meekins, can you take a look at this? Oh, here we go. Officer Meekins, this is for you. I'm scared of eyes. This guy just wanted you to look at it. That's it, sir. Last night, sir. That's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dreams, sir. And I was being peeled. Oh, okay, never mind. You don't have to look at the knife. Stop talking about the knife and being peeled as an apple. Not this. 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 No. This. No. This. No. This. No. This. No. Move. Okay, I'm pretty sure Edgeworth is not here. He is not. Okay, so back to the underground parking lot. So this is the famous divider. I sure hope doesn't knock a hole in that testimony today. Come to think of it, this divider helped our case more than the actual witness. The Great Divider. I chip off the old parking lot. It's just a wall. Scientifically speaking. Ha! No. Nothing. B block is through there. That's where visitors park. So, Mr. Stark climbed over this fence? It seems so, yeah. The fence is 9 feet high at least. Well, no time like the present. I think I'll give it a little try. It's okay, don't cry. Maybe there's a Lunchland Olympics team? Yeah. That's what I was saying. It's a chain link fence at 9 feet high. Not an easy climb, especially in high heels and a dress. That's about as red as a sports car can get. Yep, it's pretty red, alright. The body was found in Edgeworth's car trunk. And the lock of the trunk was broken too. So the question is, why did Miss Sky choose his car? So what model car is it? I think it was called a sedan or a coupe. Something like that. Those are car types, Mr. Wright, not models. You're a guy, aren't you, Mr. Wright? You're supposed to know these things. Maybe it is about time I got my driver's license. Nah. Well, yeah. You're an adult man who needs to go to work constantly and needs to go around town all the time. Public transportation cannot be making this quick or easy. Wait, why'd I go back to the detention center? No one's here. No one's here. Here we go, I'm gonna present everything here again. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was found on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Look, the 4th number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the whole world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekin say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me! Well, I mean, one of the knives... Okay. One of the knives is from a case, so he could have taken that out of a case locker. If he had his ID card... Wait, no, sorry, this is me. If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. It's kind of easy. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. I've been doing that! And only one other person said anything. And it wasn't about his ID. It was about someone else's ID. Edgeworth's. Oh, this is gonna take a long time. Okay. Oppa! How be you today? Besass gameplay? I hope I said that right. Right now I'm dealing with a sheriff who doesn't want to tell me anything. A lunch lady who's being cryptic. And a detective who doesn't know anything. Tell me something! No. No. If they wanted to get to the bottom of this, you'd think they'd tell us all something. Nothing. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. That's the victim Detective Goodman's ID card. These days, everything's cards and secret numbers. I can never relax. That's only because you always lose your card. I always forget my secret number too. Scary, huh? My face should be ID enough! What's the world coming to? Detective Gumshoe. Rebel against the system. Oh, wait, wrong button. This is just him talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. It's not gonna mention anything I need. Yeah, this is why I said it's not gonna give me what I need. It's just him saying, oh yeah, there's a reason it's broken, but I can't remember. I keep pressing the wrong button. Found Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Wait, I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, crud. Art is always misunderstood. People called it shameful. Ah. I thought so. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. If he knows nothing, he says nothing. Which is honestly a good policy still. Oh boy. That Miss Star is quite a lady. Well, I remember it was winter. I was 16. She was the only one who ever got me to talk about what happened. 16? That's how old I am now! I wonder what happened. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe wore a trench coat in high school, too. That's the photo Miss Star took. Any details about it? Oh, okay. I missed the first part. I was just sort of randomly clicking. Oh boy. I'm going into serious think mode, everybody, so 1 second. Have I examined this? Yeah, I have. This is my newest piece of evidence, I wasn't sure. I wish I could find the other 3 numbers on here. But I need to talk to the other... Let's see. I need to talk to the chief, and I need to talk to Miles Edgeworth. Maybe I missed something. Anything over here? Nothing. Okay. Okay. So out of desperation, I pulled up a walkthrough. Now, I'm not going farther than what I've already done. I pulled up a walkthrough because I'm concerned that I actually missed something. Yeah. I don't have anywhere else to go. So here's the problem. And I'm gonna just spill the beans on this. The next action is exactly what I thought it should be. And it's supposed to be going to talk to Edgeworth at his office. But every time I try, he's not there. Which makes me wonder either I missed something or there's a bug. Because I'm gonna walk you through this. You gotta go to the guard station, talk to them about all these things. As you can see, I have. They're all checked off. Then you gotta move into the evidence room and talk to him. They're all checked off. I've already unlocked them all. SL9 incident is the last thing to talk about. I have nothing more to examine. Not here, at least. But then it wants me to solve the puzzle that got me the unstable jar. See? Unstable jar, right there in my inventory. That, right there. After that, it wants me to spray the blood. I sprayed the blood. Then you get... Wait a minute. Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that because it was behind his head. Ah! Okay, we're back on track. Putting that down. I'm not looking at it anymore. Everything's on track here. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This might just be something significant. Hey! That's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal! What? This? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too! I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Hey, pal, look at the time! Was it something you needed to get to? Oh, was it something you needed to get to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. There it is. Okay, I was hung up on one little thing that I didn't spray in the room. It wasn't a matter of deductive reasoning. It was figuring out that, oh, even though I sprayed everything in the room, I didn't spray that one door. I'm so dumb. This game has shown me how dumb I am. Or at the very least, impatient. I gotta work on my patience. I'm gonna go give them my report for the day. It might help, you know? Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he could use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Okay. Now that I've driven myself absolutely mad with that one piece of spritz. By the way, like I said, I put the entire walkthrough down. I haven't looked anywhere aside from next is talk to Edgeworth. I don't know what I'm supposed to ask. I don't know what I'm supposed to present. I have kept myself in the dark on purpose so I can solve it. It's the whole point of these games. But it did show me that I was missing that one little spot. Partially because, like them, I didn't expect blood to be over there. So I should really be training myself to expect the unexpected. Criminal affairs, guards. Yeah, here. Edgy, buddy, pal, friendo, rival. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Why are you here? Ah, guests. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. He didn't even read the back. Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Okay. Wait, can I ask you about this? My, what an amazing bouquet. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead. Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. And he recited, a giant steel samurai! Wow, I want one! Been a rock and a hard place, Wendy. No. No, she is not his fiancée. I've already read this. Apparently it didn't hold, though. Okay, nothing new, and he's not commenting either. Inquiry Committee! So how'd the Inquiry Committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this as not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. What happened 2 years ago? Tomorrow's trial. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police, Garrett. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've only done what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still. Wow. I've never seen him this out of sorts. Quick! Evidence! Evidence! Oh, right, I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. AI-16. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. No, it would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief was never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I better make a note of it. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth's brought back to his office by Grant's request. Unrelated evidence, screwdriver added to the court record. Half a year ago. Screwdriver. Dude, guys. The first case. It's the screwdriver from the drawer. I'm certain of it. Stubborn as always, I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Right, please. I'm the prosecutor in this case. Guess we can sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me what the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on anyway? Maybe we just show him my best evidence. I can get some reaction out of him. Okay, so... maybe... Hey, she finally gone! Maybe now... The detective... Not detective. The police chief... is back here. Or not. Hold on. No. I was hoping for a different criminal, not you. Okay, the only thing I've got to go on is... I gotta give him something good. Okay, he can't talk about it. I don't have any good evidence. I got an evidence to examine. The tag says AI 16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice? I got nothing else. On that, at least. And some... Okay, apparently. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You're a man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth. Why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. What's this? I know you've probably got hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. Okay, yeah, some dark stuff wrapped up in, yeah. There we go. SL9, nope, not this. Well, I don't know what my best evidence is, so I gotta just keep showing him evidence. One of these has got to get a reaction out of the guy. I've already shown him the ID card record. That's how I got hold of the screwdriver. And showing this knife is the same as showing that slip of paper. So 9 incident, dark suspicion, tell you sooner or later. Must be talking about his father's murder. No. No. I'm running out of evidence. Not that. I think I've already shown this. I have. I might have things to rub up against. I've run out of pieces to rub together. Ah! Dang. It's not about this case. It's about the other case. That might also be about this case. Alright, I am out of ideas. And I'm also running out of people. Like, seriously. I'm running out of all the people. I've got Meekins here at the detention center. I might still have the detective at the guard or the former detective at the guard. Nope, he gone. Okay, all I've got is Meekins. Huh. This. Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? He has no idea what this is. Okay. That means he did not mistake this as a knife. Good to know. By good to know, I mean not useful in the slightest. Well, that's the only new information I had, so... Now what? Nothing? Okay. Obviously, I still have to talk to you, dude. I'm so dumb. I should have just looked at the talk. Allegations of forgery. The SO9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth. Wow. What I want to know is, why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science. Huh? Yes, of course! Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder? For taking fingerprints! It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... no need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks! How about giving me Detective Gumshoe as well? Recovers fingerprints from handprints for comparison with fingerprint file I see what you... I see where you're getting at. I see what you want me to do. You're kind of obvious with that clue. So I'm gonna go there and get it. The next chance I get. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. I know! Wow, they are really wanting me to go... Why couldn't it be a little more obvious like this with the other clues? I know where the handprints are. Two. There's two handprints, both in the same location. Not here. Here. Not here. Here. See? Here. Evidence room, sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. Finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest imprint. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. That one. Okay. Now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With enter. See? Looks like that did the trick. Pressing a button really does work. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? Oh, that's... I always knew about dusting for fingerprints. I didn't know you actually spread the powder and then you brush the stuff away because it adheres to the print. That's interesting. I never knew that's how it worked. I never really looked it up. Just never sparked my interest, you know? But it is interesting to know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow. That looks like fun. It might take some getting used to, though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. What the? It didn't give me the actual instructions, but it says it down at the bottom. Oh, apparently I don't have it thick enough. Okay, hold on. More! There we go. Aha! You did it! You found one! But this looks like nothing but a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left his handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here! Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely. Oh, wait. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody hamper as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. I see it. I see what you're talking about. I see what you're getting at. Dust! Dust! All the dust! It's gonna take a moment. Dust it all! Almost there. A little more. Okay. Bang! Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling. Nice, I'm good at this. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints will be most likely found on this evidence locker? Oh, I know, because he already told us it was his locker. It's Dick Gumshoe. Comparison complete. Match found. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Right? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. Yeah, it's his locker. I'd expect his fingerprints to be on it. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time. But there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. There was one other handprint in this room. And admittedly, it took me, I think, a good 3 hours to find. Maybe 2 hours. This is where we got the luminol fluid reaction, right? Right! There was a handprint here! Okay, want to try using this? Yes. Got your whole eyes sparkling again. Check for prints. Why would I leave it be? Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me! Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Well, just at first glance, I don't see anything, except I do think I'd have to look behind there. That's... I can't dust that, apparently. Or that. Or that. Or that. Do you see any fingerprints? Oh, I found a fingerprint, apparently. All I was doing was pressing A randomly. Well, let's press A randomly more. Use dust! Dust everywhere! So much dust. I'm wasting this precious resource. Just gonna spread it everywhere. By the time this case is done, that entire full container will be empty. And all I will have found will be one print. Nice. That wasn't enough. Okay, hold on, fine. Apparently with all that, I still wasn't a thick enough layer. There we go. Alright, let me compare these. It wasn't Gant. Definitely wasn't Meekins. Ooh, Marshall looks like a good candidate. Absolutely wasn't Goodman. He's got a ring pattern. Wasn't Goodman. Wasn't Gumshoe. Wasn't Lana. Wasn't Emma. They have very similar thumbprints. Or fingerprints. It wasn't Angel Star. Alright, it was Jake Marshall for some reason. Off the charts. Hey, these fingerprints. Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Sorry, that was 3 exclamation points. Let me try that again. It's Officer Marshall! Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Found on a bloody handprint left in the evidence room. The print had been wiped. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma. This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminal reaction, the blood, and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh! Oh! So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. That's pretty convincing. That is very convicting evidence. He's got to have one heck of a good alibi. But why would Officer Marshall? It looks like our investigation is finally turning up results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. To be continued. Right now! Hold on. Not now. Not right now. Right now! February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. So what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I noticed. I couldn't talk to you at all. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. They really didn't want me talking to you. So how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? Okay, here's my guess of what's going on. She thinks Edgeworth has at least been framed, so she's trying her hardest to take the fall for him. And she keeps trying to. That's my thought. That's why she keeps getting in the way of my own investigation and my own defense. Of her. We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret. I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? blood-stained fingerprints to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Guy? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. It will get us the truth, whatever the truth is. I admit, it'd be interesting if court was actually held like this, now that I think about it. I'm not sure if it would be better or worse, but it would definitely be interesting. I do think the 3-day limit on trials is ridiculous, though. Although, on the other hand, trials sometimes last too long, and I feel do need some kind of limit. But 3 days is a bit excessive. A bit extreme. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. Well, that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. But I know exactly what happened. At least with the body, I know how that worked. That's the only part that I'm not confused by. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well. Let's resume the trial. Or let the trial resume, however you want to say that. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. Oh. Officer Meekins. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Whew, boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Oh, this is gonna be frustrating. Meekins is not who I wanted to interrogate today. Holy cow. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir! I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir! My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir! That's not an occupation, that's an accusation. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir! I'm the one who did it! Okay, never mind, he's confessing to the crime. What is with everybody? Why is everyone confessing to this crime except the guy who actually did it? Or girl, I don't know. There's only 2 girls connected to this case, though one of them I'm defending, so I'm going to assume it was a guy for now. I'll never kill anyone again, sir! You've got to believe me, sir!
Naturally, what we'd like to know is...
Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir.
Officer Meekins. Yes, sir! Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir! As you wish! After all, I am part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. What? You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. He has no confidence in himself. Why did he become a cop? Did someone tell him to become a cop? Crime report, sir! That's what it's called. His testimony is crime report, sir. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you?
Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekin's family motto, sir. That's not a very meek family motto.
I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir! He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Okay, great. I get to cross-examine an idiot. It's gonna be fun. Well, it should be pretty simple. He's an idiot. What I need here is more info to work with. I know, he really didn't give much. Crime report, sir! Okay, I'll just press everything. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir! I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir! Yikes. There's a scary thought. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
The Blue Badger?
Yes, sir! The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. Yeah, that thing. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. So how did you end up being in charge of security for all evidence?
Well, I see. Sounds like a very, important mission.
Clearly he's not trusted with complicated tasks. After the awards ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room.
Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Oh, it was just coincidence that he was there. Okay, I see. But there is no such thing as coincidence. Not in crime, not in trial. We must get to the bottom of this now. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed your ID number should be listed on here, right? That's what I've been wanting. Which one is yours? There it is! I found it! This is the one right here!
Would you please read us the number?
Yes, sir! It's 4989596! That's my number, sir! I see. Huh? But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice.
Please, explain, witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. The first time was when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, and the second was when he pulled it back out, I see. And the second time was when I went to go get him after everything settled down.
I see. So during that second time, when...
Yes, sir! That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay, so data was added to the ID card record. 1 second, I want to look at, I don't want to present anything. I just want to look at the, I don't want to present. Okay. I just want to look at the record. Okay. So at 4:40, Miles Edgeworth went in to get the screwdriver because Gant asked him to get it and move it to the prosecutor's office to keep it there. You know, for safekeeping. 10 minutes later, Meekins went in to put the Blue Badger there because he wanted it to be safe. It was his job. And then he left. 5:14, Goodman went in, and he, I guess, got the knife out of evidence? That switchblade that we have that's all bloody from that previous SL9 incident. And then there's Meekins went in almost immediately after. So Goodman went in, and within under a minute, Meekins also went back in. And that's the last we have. We only have one more, and that's 7777777. I've got a guess as to who that belongs to, but I don't know. And I don't think the 420 guy is that relevant, since it was almost a full hour before the murder. Meanwhile, it takes half an hour to get from the police department back to the prosecutor's office. So Edgeworth would have gotten back to the prosecutor's office about 5:10. Yeah, about 5:12, I think is what he said. Okay. Chris! So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife!
Detective Ledford pulled a knife on you? What happened then?
Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. Ha! I don't remember Phoenix being so facetious or sarcastic in the show. Wow. Yeah, no one wants to run into you. That's what I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I fought for my life. Then I did it. Did what? What exactly do you mean by when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. He took his knife. I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. So he didn't see anything. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. See. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood. And then the next thing I knew...
Yes.
He punched me right in my face, sir! You didn't stab him at all! After that, I passed out. Yeah, you were punched in the face. You didn't pass out. You were knocked unconscious. By what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, But how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain.
That's nice. It's nice that you recovered. That is.
It's nice that you woke up crying tears of pain. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir! The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now.
I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins.
With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Garrett delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
The chief?
Delivered it? Why do you?
What is that? Videotape?
Yes, sir! That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape. And was told it had been mistakenly erased.
That's quite a mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. It's really the only thing I'm good at. Looks like the communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that you did not murder the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? I'm pretty confident it's not a real murder. Ha! Holy cow! Movement! Dang it, Badger! Dang it, Meekins! Wow, that was actually really intense. What's going on over there? Oh. Okay. That was pretty cool. I didn't know they had this in this game. I thought it was all stills, but no, that was full-on 3D animation. Also, Meekins didn't kill anybody. I'm sweating bullets like, oh my gosh, what did we just see? He's pissed. And Meekins is none the wiser.
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminals Affairs Department. Is the Blue Badger, sir? Why am I not surprised? This isn't going smoothly. Great. I got the videotape.
Yes, well, anyway, the tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room, and some sort of activity in the... Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir! As you wish, sir!
Mystery Man. Yeah, the Blue Badger really did make things more difficult. But so did the angle of the camera. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints, too. To do! The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. That is true. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. There is one problem with that I just realized just now. I never saw Detective Goodman take his glove off. Ever. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. And the Mystery Man. Press! Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter? The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not? More to the point, you're the person who fought him, are you not? Aren't you? Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking to them, you see. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it. Don't do that, because you'll lose your badge if you do. I don't know, I just got this feeling that if he does so, he'll lose his badge, because Detective Goodman left, even though someone called Detective Goodman was killed there. This is very confusing. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. You said that! That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it.
Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it.
Why is everyone looking at me? Because you're on the witness stand. If I had to label your stares as disturbing or... Mickens. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir! You claimed the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. Hold it. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself have tried all kinds of methods in the past. Why have you tried all kinds of methods to open them? They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he tried.
The man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints. And he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
Exactly my point, sir. And this too. The locker he opened was unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir. From people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. Oh, great, your romantic troubles. For the record, the opened locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. Okay, that's good. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. So it must be him! No one else could have unlocked it! However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face. Sir! If I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you're the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. I can find all kinds of problems with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? Well, maybe. I mean, this was in the way. Also... Ha! Okay, so what happened in this video was... That's the badger. Goodman walked over. Something fell. Okay, Megan's hand was hurt when the detective spun around and slashed at him. Oh, the footage starts over here. Okay. I want to see what fell. I want to get a good look at that. Because when he opens the door, something falls. The glove. There is a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. He would want me to point it out. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. Well, we'll now play the security tape. I just watched it twice. Well, 1.5. I guess I have seen it twice. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up for you. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. That's good. That's a relief. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video.
How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman?
Pause. Fast forward. Interesting. Fast forward. Hold on. Hold on. The glove falls out. But let me get... Is he wearing gloves? Yeah, he's totally wearing gloves. The thing that's strange about this video would have to be, this?
Hold on a second. I need to use my drafts. Well, I don't get it.
Those bleary eyes. Too teary. Perhaps you should think this through again. Play it again. Here, let's try this again. Hold on. Every time you point your finger, someone gets hurt. That's the one pointing his finger at us. Please say, okay, that was a long "you got it wrong" message. Okay, back to this. He's restating everything, and he can't stand to look at the video. I mean, for starters, he's wearing gloves, so it has to be not... Wait a minute, hold on. Where's rewind? Okay, so after his hand was cut... Wow, they were really detailed. Now they put blood on Detective Goodman's shoulder because Meekin's hand was bleeding. Hold on, that's interesting. The most important part happens here. It looks like he goes to stab Meekins, but Meekins is just unconscious on the floor. Wait a minute. Wait. No, look at this. This is impossible. There's only one way in and out of that place. Meekins is on the floor, and Goodman's nowhere to be seen. When did he leave? But admittedly, I'm still not certain what the evidence is. What are you looking for? Okay, it's gotta be here somewhere. I mean, what do I point at to point that the detective's not there? Like, wow, how is the... I don't know. This is supposedly the time when Goodman died here, but there's no body as well. The body also vanished. Maybe I'm looking too far in the future. I can't tell if his hand has a glove on or it's just the low quality CG renders. Well, let's... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna save because it's looking like I'm gonna need to. Play the video again. I mean, I've noticed that it's not costing me anything to do so. I'm noticing I don't have any problem. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I just noticed it. Wait for it. I gotta get one more pass. There, right there. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this! Officer Meekins. Sir! Did you mean me, sir? You're the only Officer Meekins, yes. As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match. The light turns on, and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Yeah, I just noticed. It took me a little bit. It's very subtle. Especially in the black and white of the camera. The victim reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's rewind to a little earlier. But you were just there. Why are you rewinding?
Notice the light? What's this? It's already lit! Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already opened before the victim grabbed the handle. Ah! Ah! It's such a weird... I don't even know how to yell like him. Order! Order! What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know! Oh, I know! It must have broken down! Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh, well. It just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. He just called himself a novice. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have any explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Actually, yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. There is. That was the first thing I noticed about the footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. Okay, fast forward, 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 one more pass, 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 pause. There, right there. Oh, wait. That. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Walking in awkward silence. I'd rather have that awkward music right now than this awkward silence. Jeez. So uncomfortable. Whoosh. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir! It's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door. Wait, why? We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Yes. Inserted. That's exactly what I said. Why do I have to watch this part every time? Ah, so long. Fall. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times I get stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead, the door choking. Really? Stick to a clip-on. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit the door. To fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Yeah! Go, Phoenix, go! Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was the insulator that was stuck in the locker door? Here it is. Take that! I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened the locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir! It would appear so, sir!
Order! 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 Order in my court! So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
We are assuming that, yes. Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The events have merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this.
What?
I've got a guess. Officer Meekins, please testify about this.
Sir! Me, sir?
I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir.
Oh! You mean that, sir? Of course, sir!
Is this a joke?
Very well, begin your testimony.
Okay, back into the testimonies.
Mystery Man number 2.
Oh, right, I gotta press a button. There's one... Oh, wait, that's Meekins. Holy cow. One swig, please.
There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir.
To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card.
An ID card record. I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor.
Oh, you too, huh? Yep, we all know that. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID card. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. Ha! Spiky hair. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination.
Well, that answers why there were so few people. Mystery Man 2. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you?
Yes, sir! Solid as stone, sir!
If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir! You have another hand. Couldn't you just use his right hand for that? That's my point. You could just use your other hand.
Let's hear him out fully. As we see, no one ever knows what he might say until the very last second.
You're very right. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards?
Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir.
I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you? Keeping it out in the open like that. Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck.
What I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car. Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door choking me.
Maybe I should have just leave this one alone. Yeah.
At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. Obviously. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness is referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here.
So it is, Your Honor.
This is the first you actually looked at it, Your Honor?
Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he could hide the evidence. Oh man, is that man in blue the murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You got the wrong color, kid.
Again, who brings a kid to a murder trial? Let's see. The inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him.
At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card.
Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you.
There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked.
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we got. I mean... Hold on. Okay, what's Phoenix see that I don't necessarily see right off the bat? Oh, he lost his ID card! But is that what I need to show right now? Is that it? Hold on. I don't know if this is right, but I'm gonna try it. That's it!
Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir.
I've noticed. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
No. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
A lost item report? It's only half completed.
But it showed that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure,
but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Yeah? Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Where are you going with this? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room, Officer Meekins, encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to point your finger around. To be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, it seems you've finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, Wright was distracted from the case at hand. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot, at the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness. Observe the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Yeah! That's a gut blow. Except, no, she didn't stab a living body, I bet. That's my guess. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Object! One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. No, of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Still don't know how that guy got out of this room without being caught on camera. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder of the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated.
We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident.
This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh?
Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testified, what is his or her name?
It is Jake Marshall.
Oh.
Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
I can't let him know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess.
Ooh, recess. I'm gonna go on swings. February 24th, 11:32 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright?
Huh?
What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out, and apparently you know more than you're letting on. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Good old Gumshoe. Way to break the tension. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, this is the Gumshoe. What is it? We only have 30 minutes.
You got a lot of nerve, pal, making detective run all around while on duty.
And on top of it, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective.
Better be, pal.
Hey! I didn't see you, Chief Prosecutor. Yeah. I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked?
Oh!
Wow, that was a lot. What was that?
You mean this, right?
My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name?
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me.
Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? SL9 incident files. Files for the Joe Dart killings. Solved 2 years ago. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with the serial murders. What do you have to do with serial murders? Oh, what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana! This SL9 incident. Is that... That's the classification number that police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dart killings. What? Joe Dart? No. No, Lana! That's over with. No! No! And she ran. Emma, wait! She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. He's gone. Never to be seen again. Until the next time. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Grant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Let me read it. No! Okay, I'll read it next time. And by next time, I mean... right now! February 24th, 12:14 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 9. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Don't drink on the stand! Also, that's a lot, man. You didn't even take a breath. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Don't talk through your booze. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you. Wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know! You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. The howling wind. Oh, I get it. If you listen carefully, you can... Okay, that's pretty clever. I like that. That's good descriptions. Them's good descriptions right there. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? Oh, dang. Okay, I'm gonna be right back with this. One moment. I'm just gonna grab a quick snack. BRB.
Hey everybody, I'm back, and I'm off of my brief intermission. Apologies, I just had to stop because I got hit by a massive hunger pang, and realized I wasn't going to be able to think clearly unless I put food in my stomach immediately. It was going to slow me down drastically on this trial otherwise. Is this correct? Back to his question. According to the papers, pardon. What do you mean? The Desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. Seriously, what good is a detective who doesn't speak in a way everyone can understand? Day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said it was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Well, I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard. But you don't see me complaining. You just did. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohick is those? He's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines, or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses, now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Thank you. Day of the crime. Let's cross-examine. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security cam monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Every time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter evidence. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Okay, but you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you, that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No, Desperado, I know, Wait. No, Desperado, I know, lets rules get in his way. Then that's a terrible cop. No desperados I know join the police force. Yeah, Phoenix agrees with me. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck to the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner, can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? Good question. How does he? Besides, the room is protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at this... Oh, wait, no, hold on. You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a goldmine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite incredible. Yeah, he doesn't know how pedals work. That's sad. The sensor on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. He did. I remember that. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon when the crime... At the time it went down. Time, crime, they rhyme. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. What kind of saloon serves spaghetti? Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat that parlor's vongole sepia pasta. You mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not at all, partner. Not at all, desperados. Wait. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, "Did you not want a raise this year?" That is strange. I'm just an innocent traveling man. So for all of ammo, it's time I trade. Out of ammo, Officer Marshall. That's right, partner. Or as you call it, evidence. If you plan to pin this up, if you plan to pin me to this crime, you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. You're from Los Angeles! Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I'd better up the ante. Okay. That's gonna take me forever. Let's go the other way. Oh yeah, I never got to check this. Incident number SL9. Closed. Perpetrator Joe Dark. Crime, serial murder. Sentence, death. Victims, Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Marshall? That's interesting. Head prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth. Witnesses, Lana Skye, Emma Skye. Investigation Task Force. Executive investigators, Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Interesting, she was an investigator and a witness. Head investigator, Bruce Goodman. Investigators, Jake Marshall, Angel Starr. Interesting. Hold up. I just found something very interesting in the case file.
Officer Marshall.
Doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. This isn't real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crib. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints will be in there. No. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
Witness! What's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the scene of the crime?
We're at the crime scene. The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this.
Well, Officer Marshall?
It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall, about the blood-stained fingerprints.
Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime.
Blood-stained fingerprints. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it.
The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt.
Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Clearly, but what he's hiding is the question. Where to go from here? That's because you... How did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine.
What? What do you mean?
I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Okay, it's Marshall's own locker. So why was there blood on it? One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. There's no mystery.
Please explain.
My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened. Oh, sneeze incoming. Ah, there we go. The murderer touched the locker, where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? I can't let him squirm out of this one. I've got to find something. Something decisive to tie Officer Marshall to this crime. Oh, hold on. I think I've I forgot to press. I just sort of kept pressing A. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Are they? Unrelated. They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's gotta do with breakfast, while the other's a type of murder.
You're right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different.
I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. Yeah, you're right. What do homonyms have to do with this? I didn't know the murderer was wearing gloves. How do you know that? I might be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found in Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean
The murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprints. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? The seal of blood. In the desert, it's just food for buzzards. There's only one reality, and it's this. The security tape. So long as my trail isn't there, you can't say otherwise.
this isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall.
Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. That video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape, which they did. We don't have time for your speculation, Mr. Wright.
Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
Show evidence! Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Hi, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Lightcore Elf. We're just hopefully wrapping up the second day of trials in this case. If I could just tie the former detective, to the case. He's trying to avoid it, but I know where he's connected. I know he is.
Now then, let's have another look at that video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness. Officer Jake Marshall.
Wait, pause. Okay, let me think. Where is it? Ah, crud, look at that. I got my bar up here now. I make a mistake and I'm gonna take a hit. Is it? Hold on. That's Meekins. Gets hit by knife. I think this is what I mentioned previously in the stream. Oh, I wish I could save. There, how's that for evidence? Please don't apologize to my colleague, Your Honor. He gets carried away sometimes. Yes, well, this certainly isn't a first. Will you forgive him too, Officer Marshall? He's not a bad man, just a bit disillusioned. Will you all stop insulting me? Of course. I'm not one to gun down unarmed boys. Oh, great. Now Edgeworth's defending me. Guess that means I missed the mark. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna save here. Because I might be on the wrong track. I'm thinking I need to point out where Officer Marshall isn't, but that I might be thinking about it wrong. Oh, come on. Oh, no. Can't do that. Nope, okay. Okay, okay, that wasn't it. One of these moments. It's gotta be the tape, right? It has to be, because it immediately sends me in here. To look at the tape. Here we go, hold on. Yeah. Show the evidence. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright. Yep, I know. There we go. I'm trying to save at the best spot so I can keep reloading to this spot right before the tape. Wait a minute. this is it. So, hold on. I've got an idea. Keep watching that spot. There's supposed to be something hanging out of that locker. There! Right there! No! I missed it. Okay, hold on. I missed the pause button. Okay, I just gotta go through the fight scene again. He sneaks up, gets cut. Fight. We don't know what happens. It looked like he stabbed the guy, but then he didn't. Now he's unconscious because he was punched, apparently. And pause. This. Right here. It's all of a sudden hanging out of there. And it's Marshall's locker. Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. More evidence you're not from Texas. Days in Texas are really long. Especially in summer. Now, they're short in winter because it's winter. But in summer? No, trust me. As a Texan, they can be pretty long. Some days, sun doesn't go down until well after 7, close to 8. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. You can clearly be seen in this video. Hey, 8 words. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Oh no, that's the judge. That locker with the white cloth hanging out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. That's a really slow rewind. It's rewinding at normal play speed. Oh, the white cloth! It's gone! What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. He understands machines better than he lets on. Order! Hold your horses. Sorry, partner. I didn't see what the judge said after order, sorry. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. How? So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. It does exactly mean that. Murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. That was a very stupid thing to say. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? Everyone's like, wait a minute. This guy isn't just playing, Tom. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I'll call your bluff. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it. Alright, fine. Locker! Fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to.
What kind of crazy talk is this?
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case,
The locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people who on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Ha ha! Are you tearing your jerky? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Really? Order! 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 Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Olay! Please answer the question. What are you, a bullfighter? What is he? A bullfighter? Yeah. That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can. Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
that's right. The only possible conclusion.
Well then, let's hear it.
I mean, where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? Easy. See? Here's Meekins. He could not see... Let's see. I believe he was right. I want to say here, because he wasn't seen on camera, right? But Meekins couldn't see him either. Officer Marshall was standing right here.
So Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. That's almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? Oh, I don't remember Meekins giving a warp theory, so I don't know what he's talking about. Your chamber's empty, partner. Better reload. I missed that? Now they're ganging up on me. They are.
Perhaps. You should think a little more of.
Okay, fine. I'll say where the obvious answer is, even though it's kind of ridiculous based on the tape. There's only one place it could have been. I know. Let me just point. Give me the point. Give me the pointer. It makes no sense, but sure, he was here.
Officer Marshall was standing right here.
What do you mean? Okay, I need to save. I'm about to lose. I'm gonna save again. I gotta get as close as I can to that point. Well, this doesn't make sense. Meekins was here. And there's nowhere to hide, like I said. And if here, he could still be... How could he have been seen here? Logically speaking, that doesn't make any sense. The straight line is through a wall. Well, alright, it took out my one actual obvious answer. My only other answer is he's right outside the door.
Because as I stated, there's nowhere in the room to hide. That wasn't it either. What do you mean warped? I don't have any more redos, so I'm not gonna go through the whole game over scene. That takes too much time.
Okay, where was he standing?
This is a bit ridiculous. Because since I'm just sort of running through all my options anyway, I might as well say... here? Officer Marshall was standing right here. There? But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Okay, so it was going for that obvious answer. Oh. Now I feel silly. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me! Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he wouldn't have needed it to enter the evidence room. Oh, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it! If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. That's the second time you said that. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as a victim? Well, am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Ah! This can't be happening! It's so obvious he's the one! What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. Dang it! How dare you call me on my inexperience, just because I've only been doing this for 6 months? I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? The basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise.
but rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
Why do you think this locker was open in the first place?
What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out from the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. It's the jacket!
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot. Oh, dang it, the video. Not the video.
Very well, let's take another look at that security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please tell us why the witness had to open his locker.
I've got one guess, and I mean only one. Oh, crud! I didn't save! Okay, there's only one guess I have, and I'm going to go to my guess, and before I press it, I'm going to think really hard about it. Right there. There. This is my guess. Because it was bloody. White coat, stuffed in locker. And that's why we never saw him leave, because he avoided the camera this time so that he could not be detected as being not Detective Goodman. That's got to be the answer. That's the only thing I can think of. It's the blood stain. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room. Oh, thank goodness, this seems to be it. And entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked. And the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. That was right. I chose the correct one. That's good. I was worried. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna save because I forgot I have no second chances right now. I'm on my last chance. A bloody white coat? You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Ooh, it's been put in quotations.
Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth?
Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now, would we?
Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it.
All right. Seems the time has come. Marshall's confession. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID card and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape.
I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. There was way too much blood for such a small donation. Right? That was a lot of blood. I spritzed it with my sprayer bottle of luminol. Luminol's the fluid. All right, let's cross-examine. By it, you mean... Yeah, when you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? I think I know why. I have a little evidence that could connect him to a personal connection to that case. That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Okay. That's a lot of wrong. Like, policy wrong. He went against all kinds of policy. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filing out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. That's how it got to the parking lot, okay. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint. The fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. So he got really lucky. Wow. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. Okay. Tickle in my throat. I swallow a hair or something? Water. Good. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person. Oh, wrong voice. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his race this year. There's the Edgeworth I know. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Yeah, seriously, he's influencing every detective's raise. And bonus. Anyway, he threw himself at me, and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? Oh, that's the one. I don't know what to say. The one you keep shaving with. That should have been obvious. So you knocked out Officer Meekins. And managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live for long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, your bloody coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. Oh, this is the last press. Now I gotta figure out where to go with this. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. Except for the rubber glove. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Yeah, that's not good. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence and left the glove behind. Very weird. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're not an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Well, you mean detective. He's not a detective himself. But he is an officer. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. Okay. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? No, I don't. Tell me. But the case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about it, how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I will do just that! Hold on, I gotta get to it first. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. I already did! Because I am forward-thinking. The answer is in this case file! The victims. Yeah, that's right. I was trying to remember where it was. It's the victims page. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. Drink cactus juice! It's the quenchiest! Yeah. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned here. In a list of murder victims, Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you heard the name. 2 years ago. Oh. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed, and the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then Deputy Chief of Police.
Oh, that's him down here. That must be who this last guy was. I was wondering, because that's Angel Star, that's this Marshall, the guy we're talking to. This is Goodman, and this is his brother, the other Marshall.
The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. This is the first we're seeing Joe Dark. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. We arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with the resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. Except, what about the blood? Dang it, I wanted to present, but it's just a court record over there. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this is not how I expected this case to go. I had a different guess. I thought that because the, Okay, here's my theory that I had at the beginning of the day. Because the autopsy report says that he died within an hour and a half of, or was it within an hour? It was like something like that. Wait, hold on. His autopsy report is right here. It says that he died between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m.
which gives plenty of time for him to have been killed one place and moved another, since his body was found in the trunk of a car. At exactly the same time as the murder that at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's got to be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office's parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. But wait! A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Not all of them. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. One word? Ah! It's not really a word. I rest my case. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. What now? There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for this verdict has arrived. The court finds the defendant. I need an objection. Hold it! Who's holding it? She's back! I guess she threw Marshall off the witness stand. Your Honor, wait! Emma, the defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? That's not how this works, but okay, I guess. What do you mean, right? You're the one objecting. Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, in a sense. Please, Your Honor. All I'm asking for is a minute of your time. Yeah, I read that right. Mostly. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You have a minute? You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Oh, cool. 3 minutes. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dart killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. Huh? Why are you here? Sorry. I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. You're 16! You still haven't gone to college yet, of course you aren't! Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Alright, me. I've got to do something. Oh boy! Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Hold on. Because I still have my one moment, and this has gone on longer than I expected it would, I'm saving. I don't want to go through all that again. The other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. Activating concentration mode! What could be wrong with the handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? Hold on. Where's the floor plan? There it is. No, that's exactly right. That's where the handprint is. This is the handprint they're asking about. This is the handprint I've already proven is Marshall's, and we've already dealt with that. But this pool of blood is still up in the air, so to speak. I object! Wait. I object! Because what else am I gonna do? This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction! The only thing that seems clear is you're grasping Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something's missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that when drawn will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? I think this is my last hurdle. But the question that remains is what piece of evidence? Let's go through this systematically. Not Goodman's card. We already resolved what happened with that. Not the King of Prosecutors. That was at the parking garage. This is his parking stub. Wait a minute! It's the Blue Badger! What about that piece of plywood? What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Boom! Well, what? That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. What? So that means... just what exactly does this mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma. Oh, you're back over here. Okay, cool. On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger into the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Before the Blue Badger was brought in?
Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash to be in my courtroom. Balderdash, I say!
It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice.
But how?
One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time... What about the other time? Sorry, what about the other time? Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been... Detective Goodman, when he was really murdered! That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur?
To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room.
That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well. Then tell us, when did the first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Now then, will the defense please present its evidence?
Uh-oh. I forgot to say, but there's only one piece of evidence that can show it. But time code. And there's only... Dang. There's only one unaccounted for number. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required.
An ID card? Oh! The ID card record!
Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at... Let's see here...
4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m.
Ah!
Oh! Miles Edgeworth! Just what have you done?
I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. It's not him! There's one more, you morons! Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. No, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Yeah, that's a little impossible. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 777777. Talk about a lucky number. I'll say that's 3 jackpots. No, that's 2 jackpots plus a 7. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number that is 7777777. That's 172. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. That's good hearing, Edgeworth. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous! Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge. You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes. No, not to you. To her. The defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 7777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing. About that incident. The SO9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat the question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lana. I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did?
Chief Prosecutor, you didn't!
I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana! Even if it involved forging evidence. Ooh. That's serious. See, that's what I'm talking about. No.
No! Order! 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 Order!
Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. To be continued. All right. Well, everybody, that's it for today. We made quite a bit of progress. Made it through the second day's trial. That's all we did. We finished up the evidence gathering and spent this entire episode in court. That's amazing. Wow. That is so much time in court. Well, I guess tomorrow we're going to find the remaining evidence, the third day of evidence gathering, and have the final day of trial, maybe. Everything's been taking a very long time in this episode, so we'll see about that. Wow. This has been intense. But I did a lot better today than I did last week. This is feeling a little better. Once I got that handprint, jeez. Alright, everybody. Thank you all for watching and joining me today. This has been fun. I'm gonna be back tomorrow with maybe the conclusion of this case. Maybe not. At the pace that it's been going, probably not. But we'll see. Anyway, I hope you join me for the conclusion, because I don't remember who done it. I've got a guess, but it's mostly based on my habit with this series now of, that's the most flamboyantly, outrageously dressed person and the most biggest personality. Obviously, he's the killer. I mean, that's... Oh my gosh, every single killer has been that. Think about it. From episode 1 even. It's been that way. Holy cow. So yeah. I'm excited to see where this goes. Until tomorrow, everyone. Have a great Thursday and an excellent start to the end of your week. Peace out, all. Bye now.